was that? What? What's that sound? Where? It's aliens and they're living in your town. Damn. They have arrived. What? They're all around. So many aliens living in your town. Are you scared of
Hello, weirdos out there in Weirdo Land. It's the Weird and Whatever podcast. We've got the whole crew here, and I just wanted to say happy Thursday. The date, May 14th, 2026, just in case it all goes down and this happens to survive a nuclear blast, and they've got this last podcast they play. They go, these crazy cats were fun.
Like, think how we time capsuled this thing.
I mean, tell me that's not a bad episode of Boy Meets World. Does that sound like a 90s plot line? I do want to wish everybody the happy days. We always have a great holiday we like to celebrate. Happy National Buttermilk Biscuit Day.
Buttermilk Biscuit Day got its own. It's got its own acknowledgement.
They are reaching with some of these holidays, Denny's. Real quick, buttermilk biscuit fans here.
Oh, that tastes great. It just right to my hips.
Yeah, I got to really be picky and choosy with those.
Vicky, what's my one knock? my one knock on a buttermilk biscuit. Sometimes these son of a biscuits are too dry.
Yeah, the buttermilk ones are, if they're homemade.
It's like eating Arizona desert sand, Beckett. You know about Arizona? You're a traveler.
Yeah.
Isn't the buttermilk supposed to help keep it lubricated or at least be some sort of moisture containing?
You would think that, but it's kind of like when you're supposed to put enough butter on a grilled cheese and you go, what were they thinking?
So cornbread in some sorry situations can be pretty dry too, where it just crumbles into dust.
It's more like a scone.
Yeah.
I don't want to bring up cornbread. I got called out because I said there's corn in cornbread, and then people said there's no corn in cornbread.
There is corn in cornbread.
Thank you, Beckett.
Yeah.
There's cornmeal.
Kenny Rotten. No,
well,
there's
cornbread. Or I'm sorry, there's corn in cornbread.
Oh, you could.
Yeah.
You could, but it's made with
traditionally
cornmeal.
with just.
It is.
Yeah. Kenny Rogers Roasters. Remember that?
Do I remember, man? I mean,
they used to have the best cornbread. It had like a little sweet in it, very moist, and it had little tiny bits of corn in it.
Dude, I made a career on Kenny Rogers baked beans.
Oh, so good.
I loved Kenny Rogers and Barney's Coffee. Two things I love that disappeared.
I mean, I'm not kidding you. Every day my senior year, I'd probably skip like 3 classes, head right to the roasters.
Yeah, I crushed them.
And just get pounds of these barbecue beans.
Yeah.
That was a bean guy, Beckett. Happy National Chicken Dance Day. We still love the National Chicken Dance. The kids love it, right?
No.
That's a fun one, yeah. Isn't it?
What's the best part of the chicken dance?
The butt shake at the end and then the jump.
Well, I didn't even think of the butt shake, but now, it's kind of a weird thing to talk about. It's like an innocent dance, but I see what you're saying.
I mean, like in the chicken's butt shake.
I kind of like when you're able to fly free. All right, well, we'll move on from that.
I didn't know that part of the dance.
What part is that?
It goes and then there's a part where you kind of fly free, and you kind of get to be your own chicken. Please, chat room, back me up.
I don't know if we ever participated in the second part of that.
Vicky, no?
I don't know why I wasn't invited to the chicken dance party, but apparently I never was.
Okay, chat, someone's got to have my back. Tell me there's a part in the chicken dance where there is a little bit of a flying freestyle.
So I know the part of the song, the music, but I'm trying to remember people putting their arms out and flying away.
Yeah, well, we can move on from that horrible failure of a topic.
That's the part you start chugging, right?
Yeah. You know what? I think I'm so just burnt on the chicken dance now. I think I got to move on. Today's also Decency Day. Do you feel like you're a decent person? And what does it mean to be a decent person? The floor is Vicky.
Yes, I think I'm a decent person. I think I consider other people's feelings. I don't lie, but I hold back in saying mean things that might hurt someone. I hold doors. I say thank you. I say you're welcome. I do the whole manner thing. So, yeah, I think I'm a decent person.
If you were to, in layman's terms, let's say you do talk to an alien and they're like, what does decency mean? How would you explain that?
Decency would be doing the right thing just for its own sake.
Becca, do you think people move that line of what they think decency is to
Yeah, it's definitely
fulfill their own agenda?
He's definitely a sliding scale. Yeah, like I had to do that because it was the right thing to do. You know, I didn't want to hurt that person's feelings, or I had to kill that person because they were going to kill my family.
I had to help Beckett. We all had to bury the hooker. How far does it go?
Right.
You start moving the line. And that's what psychotic people do. A serial killer, it's almost as if they can trick themselves into believing they didn't do it. Mm-hmm. But then I don't know about that. I think even a serial killer, they may be able to appear to trick the investigators or the victim's family. Deep down, you do something horrific like that, I don't care who you are. I don't think you ever forget that. I know you can suppress things, but I think if you're one of those monsters, you don't forget that stuff.
I think it also, which I'm sure is true of a lot of serial killers, if you are a narcissistic person, then yeah, I don't think you feel much about it. Like you never feel any remorse or any accountability or anything like that. And
now,
a lot of them were narcissists.
You are completely right. I think they're able to not feel anything, but that doesn't mean they don't remember. They can still remember.
Yeah, well they say they remember the kill, every detail, and they relive it over and over again. You know.
I think the further you get away from it, the more you're okay with it. Because I'm thinking of like, looking at someone answers on a test in middle school. I felt really bad about it. Then I get older,
And you're like, yeah, whatever.
I felt really guilty about it. And I was like, well, I had baseball practice, and you start rationalizing it. And I studied on every other test, and that person looked at my test on another test. And then by the time you get a couple grades away, you're like, yeah.
I just want to make sure that you are comparing cheating on a test to murder. Just want to make sure about that.
Yeah, well, I've never murdered anyone, so
No, I'm kidding.
But it's something I felt bad about. But I think if you take someone's life, I don't know, man. But those people, I can't fathom it.
Well, it's like someone told me one time that this is a person who never was ever into drugs. They were a pretty straight-laced person, and they started doing cocaine every now and then at a party. And it started off with them just doing a little bit at a party. And then they started moving that line of what was considered
just before
okay.
A test.
They're like, you know what, man? It's Friday night. I'm social. It's with friends. I don't do it all the time. To a point, like within a year, they were doing bumps before they went to work just to kind of get them going. And they kind of snapped out of it and said, wait, what am I doing? I'm doing nummies on my gums going into a job where a year ago I was somewhat straight-laced. You start to move the line.
Yeah.
Like you're saying. You go, it's just Friday nights with friends. Oh, it's just a Wednesday night and there's no work tomorrow. Oh, I'll do it right before the big meeting. It'll just be this one time.
Yeah.
And I think when you get into bad habits or anything that is detrimental to you, you do move that line and you can lie to yourself.
Totally.
Well, I think a lot of serial killers did move that line because they chose their victims. A lot of times they may have been sex workers. They may have been homeless or something like that. So they said, well, I did the decent thing or I did the right thing. They don't have to suffer anymore and they're off the streets and they're not hurting somebody.
Oh, it sounds like every predator that Chris Hansen or any of those predator catchers catch, they all say, you could make it a drinking game. They walk in and they all say the same thing. Oh man, I was just here to check on sweet Vicky. I know she's only 12. I was here so she doesn't ever get involved with the monsters of the internet. I wanted to make sure she's doing the right thing. And then Chris Hansen will come, well, then why did you send a picture of your penis?
These are very explicit.
That's interesting. I actually just watched Minority Report for the first time in a long
that
time.
movie's awesome.
And a lot of the Chris Hansen thing was like pre-crimes,
Yeah.
right? It's like the intent to do it. But some of them hadn't really necessarily, some of them hadn't committed a crime yet. And it's like, well, we caught you red-handed about ready to commit a crime. And it's like, well, I wasn't going to do it.
That's a dangerous game because you can't arrest people for thoughts. And when you start getting to that point, because there are some people who do have problems with their thinking, but they don't act on anything. And I've heard many people in science and in psychiatry go, if you're a person that struggles with those thoughts and you don't act on them, you should give yourself credit because you're not acting on these horrible thoughts, and you should get help for them.
Yeah.
And those thoughts could be a spectrum of horrific thoughts.
It could be self-harm.
It could be as easy as you're a kleptomaniac and you have to steal something, but you don't steal it, but you have the urge to want to do that.
It's like we said, the feeling of me being afraid of heights. Sometimes I feel a weird urge to jump. I'm definitely not gonna jump, but it's like a weird feeling with my fear. Yeah, my weird fear of heights. Yeah, it's a thought.
I think normal people, we filter that thought. Like, we have it, and then it glimpses, and it's gone.
Well, again, when you're stuck in a real-life situation, you're on top, let's say you are on top of a building. This is no longer you sitting on a couch watching a TV.
Right.
You're up on a building, and it's life or death if something goes wrong. So now your thinking is going to be just a different type of thinking. Your body's going to feel weird. Your chemistry is going to be a little off. The wind. We got to stop talking about heights because it does make. No, I'm sorry, Vicky. Plug your ears. My penis and butthole feel weird. Vicky was going to do a walkthrough today, and that's when she walks through my house, and just to see what kind of. Becky, if you could try to make that water a little bit. Try to get it right next to the microphone so you can really hear the ice. No,
I'm the sound effect guy.
I'm so just trying to be a dick.
The ice never melts in that thing either.
No, it doesn't.
Tumblers are great. I digress. Vicky walked through, or she's going to do a walkthrough. Now, you have an injury to your neck, and I wanted to kind of ask you about that. When you are battered, when you are injured, does that affect your ability to have a psychic reading like an athlete that has an injury?
Yeah, I mean, probably through most readings and things like that, I can push through. I can tell you when I'm not emotionally good, I will reschedule a reading. I want to make sure that I'm not bringing my own emotional upheaval into the situation. And if I'm not good myself emotionally, I'm not going to do the reading. As far as walkthroughs, with your place, I'm already in pain, so I don't want to take a chance of something taking advantage of the fact that I'm already in pain.
Well, I'll kick that son of a bitch's ass. They mess with our Vicky.
Well, okay.
Well, they'll probably, yeah, you're right. I'm not moving that great either.
Yeah.
But okay.
But yeah, so I don't usually. I used to have a hard, fast rule on my team. If you were sick, you could not go on an investigation.
Now, have you ever had that where you do bring your own baggage into a reading, and if you did do that, is there a sign that goes, Vicky, stop it right now. This is your own baggage. This is not what you're bringing some of your own shit in there.
No, I'm pretty well in tune of when I should do a reading and when I shouldn't. So if I think I'm bringing any baggage, I'm just going to reschedule.
Would you say you are better, more in tune when you are depressed or have the blues, or do you think you're a better psychic medium when you are uplifted and happy?
I would say, no pun intended, happy medium between the two.
Oh, whoa. She's got jokes too back in.
That'd be a good brand. Happy medium.
Oh, yeah.
So I think it's in between. I can't be at my lowest low and my highest high.
Too extreme, maybe?
Yeah. The extremes are no good. When I'm just normal, even keeled, that's because the spirits aren't fighting my depression or my euphoria. It's just, I'm just me.
What's a euphoria or a euphoric Vicky look like? What would bring? Well, all right, just that sounds. That's a little weird. I'm keeping this clean. I'm just saying something that would put you in a mood that's innocent.
That's innocent. Okay.
That would say I'm in such a over the top great mood. I should not be doing psychic stuff right now.
I mean, the only thing, like keeping it clean or whatever, the only time that happens, I love the feeling of going to concerts.
Okay.
So that to me is like you're with all these people and you're all enjoying the music. And it's just, I went to, October, I went to 21 Pilots. So everybody's just having such a great time. It was it was outside, and it's just everybody in that audience, we all had different thoughts, views, all those things were different, but we came together that one night in that one place and had such a great time at the concert. So that probably, of the G-rated, that's my highest high, is being at a concert.
I mean, there's nothing more powerful or spiritual when you hear just a large crowd of people get together and sing in unison. Unless it's small children, then it's a bit horrifying. It reminds me of some type of ghost poltergeist movie, Denny's. I don't know. Little kids singing together scares the shit out of me, Beckett. Let's unpack that. I don't know. But let's go and keep the train going with Ask Vicky. Someone said that we got to make sure we give you a real song.
Oh, you did read the comment. Thank you.
Well, I think I was forced to. I think it was sent
More
me.
thrust upon.
Yeah,
him.
I wasn't necessarily looking for it, but
But it made its way to him.
personally, I like our little songs. We all get to play along. And it's Ask Vicky. I would say that gives you more respect. It's an original song every single time, and it's from all of us, and we're singing in unison. Vicky, do you ever wonder if AI may be able to manipulate some of the psychic readings you do? This is a technology that not even experts completely understand. If you don't believe that it could affect psychic abilities, please articulate why.
I don't see where AI would come into play if I'm doing a phone reading or a reading in person. I simply look at a picture. As long as it's a legitimate picture. If it was not legitimate, I probably have a feeling that it was not legitimate. But honestly, I don't see how it could. What I do has nothing to do with technology. I'm about as low tech as you can get. I don't know how AI would come into play at all.
Can I push back for a second?
Sure.
What if there is some avenue of AI you're not thinking of that could somehow interfere in some type of paranormal way, whether it is to play trickery through technology or to appear as if it is a spirit? If it's smart enough, I guess what I'm saying is they're saying it's so amazing it can duplicate and replicate things on a human level. Who is to say that they could not do that in a paranormal level? Is it possible?
On an investigation, absolutely. I could see where there could be something and someone using AI to try to fool us in an investigation. As far as a reading, especially if I'm right in front of the person, I don't see how that could happen. On the phone, yeah, maybe. Maybe they could use something that could possibly fool me.
I mean, Becca, this is right up your alley. Anything to add on to what Vicky's saying? Do you see AI possibly, even in the paranormal world, weaseling its way to manipulate and just cause a little chaos?
Yeah, I mean, I use AI for interpreting some of the stuff that Vicky said on the investigation. I use it for horoscope. I don't know that Vicky would know better than me. I don't think they have the power to like do anything outside of the like in the world.
I don't.
Yeah,
think so. At this point, I don't think it's something that I have to worry about. Down the road, maybe.
Okay.
But as far as investigations, absolutely, you could have somebody doing something that involves AI that could totally affect the outcome of an investigation.
Well, you could have them probably, like I've always been big on the AI augmenting. You could have AI augment and listen to EVPs, right? And pick up on things that it would be hard for the human ear to interpret or pick up.
I mean, Denny's, we're talking human ear. We're talking about AI. We're talking about paranormal thoughts.
Well, I was
opinions.
thinking, it just made me think of this. What about in the future if robots start becoming sentient? You know, we're saying whatever, 30 years from now, whenever it happens. Could they be haunted, or could they be influenced by the spirit world in any way? Because I know that frequencies are picked up through audio devices.
And Denny's articulated that perfectly, and that's pretty much what I was trying to say. And that's what I was wondering in the future. In the future, but Denny says 30 years, and I'll push back on Denny.
Well,
just 30 years. I don't think it's going to be 30 years. I think it's going to be a lot sooner.
It could be a lot sooner, but in 30 years, are we going to have like Blade Runner type shit where we can't really decipher the difference between a robot, a cyborg, and a human?
That's what some people believe, that you're not going to be. I mean, I've always made the joke to Virginia when her son Rocco is 2 years old. I go, Virginia, don't be surprised if Rocco goes to prom with the robot. Oh, okay, whatever. Robot's probably. She didn't believe, or it didn't go through her head. Now, when I say that joke, she's like, I think he might he's right. He might date a robot. It's going to get to a point they're going to be so good and look so good and act so good. I can see a point or a time where you may not know. Some people may know. I think if you're super savvy, but if you're a person that's not in that world, you're gonna trick some people.
And do you care?
Yes,
Yeah,
I
I
care.
mean-
Fuck yeah, I care.
I mean, do some people care?
I think it's going to be like everything. There's going to be everyone assumes that all kids that are born in technology is going to just love all the technology and love the robots. There's going to be families, just like religion and just like anything in life, where the family is going to raise their children and they're going to go, we don't like AI. We don't believe in AI. And you're going to have that. That's not going to die. There's going to be a split, and there's going to be some type of...
Maybe the Amish of the AI world.
Yeah.
It's not everyone's going to... People are fighting back. And I know people who love AI, they really love AI. And they're going to defend it. And the people who don't love it really don't like it. And you're going to have a headbutt moment.
I think it'll be, in some ways, and I understand that it's apples and oranges, it'll be like the internet. It's impossible to not use it, like, unless you're Amish. Like, it's on your phone, it's on your Google Maps. Like, you can say, hey, I'm not Googling things, but it's some way, somehow, your phone, your car, things are being used on the internet.
Yeah, it's pretty. In modern era, it's kind of tough, even raising a young child, because you want to introduce them so they're not so excluded from it,
Right?
Especially when they get to like a school setting and stuff. But at the same time, you don't want them to be so immersed in it that they can't live outside of it.
True, and I don't think it'll be as intentional usage as it is now. It'll be more like the internet is, just kind of like more in the background. Like, I just got a new TV. The picture is adjusted by AI to make the picture better.
Is this
No.
the photo you submitted for me?
Yeah, it's part of the Tech It thing. Oh, yeah.
All right, so this is your new AI TV on the screen.
So this
right
is
here.
a new Samsung picture frame TV. So you get a frame that goes around that I haven't ordered yet, but it hangs right over the mantle, and you put art, you can put your own photos, whatever. So that's the TV off. That's off.
Yes.
So what it does is it projects different kinds of art. But when the TV's on and you're watching, a sports game or a movie, it's making and articulating the picture even better using AI.
That thing's gonna carol in your ass. All of a sudden, you're gonna go home, and your girlfriend's gonna be there. She go, "Where are you, Beckett?" I'm in the TV.
Yeah, and that's the room we caught the EVP of the little boy. So just saying.
I told my accountant I was going to put the little boy as a dependent on my taxes.
I wonder if you could do that.
I just think it's sad, though, that, it's a difference between, like, if we get to the point where we don't know the difference, whether this is a human or this is a robot. But the fact that as human beings, we're not spending time investing on being better ourselves and finding someone human that we can get along with. Instead, we're turning to something that's made, that's programmable, that we're not willing to deal with people's flaws and the things that they need to improve, and they're not willing to improve on them. Instead, we'd rather go buy a robot.
You're right. They're almost doubling down on you don't need to make human interactions anymore because
Right.
we're going to create a robot companion who will agree with everything you say.
Right.
They'll have the same opinions. Yeah, and then there'll be no integration of people whatsoever.
Nobody needs a yes man around 24/7, and fucking Claude. I don't get the hype. Oh, Birdman, my bad. I didn't mean to make such a big mistake. Oh, I'm sorry. Birdman, you're the best, Birdman.
I think the
gonna
accent is
What-
throwing you off.
He's a dick.
It makes him sound so douchey.
Oh, he's such a passive-aggressive dick. I can't stand Claude. Yeah, but people will give me shit about, well, Bird, you hate AI so much. What are you messing around with AI? And it's to the point where, I've said it so many times. Why would I want to put my head in the sand and not at least understand what it is? You have to at least know what you're going against. I'm against AI, but what am I not going to know anything about it? You have to learn about shit that you may be against. And look, I'm like everybody else. I want AI to do my bitch work. I don't want it to take my career. There's a big difference. Yeah, do some dishes. That'd be great. Sweep the floor. Don't take my job. It's pretty much that simple. And I think that's where a lot of people stand. I know people get so pissed off if you even bring up the fact that you use AI. I think we all got to have a little bit of patience with a lot of things and realize we're just trying to figure out some shit.
Of course.
Because I don't have the answers. I don't know what's going on, and I think a lot of people don't have the answers. And you got to take it day by day. Mm-hmm. If you're living in the past, you're depressed. You're living in the future, you got some anxiety. So you got to, I guess, prepare for the future, but you can't get overly obsessed because then you will think the robots are in your house. And they kind of are, so.
Well, we're surrounded by a bunch of robots already. It's just now we're trying to add brains to them.
Well, but they're tricking us. The robots are everywhere, but now they're just like a small little cube that doesn't look like a robot at all with a little keychain on it. But it's a robot. It's doing robot things.
They're going to make tall, slender robots that do stuff. If they made them look like the batteries aren't included robots, I'd be so much more into it. But they're going to skip over the 80s looking robot.
You're saying if someone for free would give you a lifelike Margot Robbie looking robot that would sweep your floors, make you amazing pizza, bounce ideas off you for work, you wouldn't take it?
No, I wouldn't. And I know people think I'm lying. I am a person. It's got to be real to me, damn it. I'm sorry. That's why I know people, I get so much shit for this. If I was to play baseball and I knew I hit a home run when I was on steroids and the pitcher was not on steroids and that ball just went over I didn't really get enough of the ball and it just went over the fence and we won the game. If I was running around second, it wouldn't be real to me in my heart. So therefore, I wouldn't love it. And to me, when something's so fake and something so programmed it's like playing easy mode in baseball. I do that because I don't want to think about anything. It's just easy, you hit the ball, and it's fun. But in real life, it's got to be real to me. If not, it's a bad episode of Black Mirror. It's Twilight Zone. You're programming something to your every need. It's like the gambler who gets to win every single time. They don't want to gamble no more because that rush is gone. They love the money, don't get me. They love it, but they also love that rush. And when you start programming stuff to make everything what you want all the time, you lose the magic and the specialness of something. That's why on-demand culture at times kind of makes me a little nauseous because we're not supposed to get everything we want every single time we have a thought. That's how you become a fucking slug.
Right.
That's just my opinion, though.
It's fair.
I get that on-demand culture makes money. People love it. People want an easier life. I understand that.
It's a good analogy. The only thing I would say the difference in the baseball analogy, because I'm the same way, is that would feel more like wearing a fake nice watch. Like you feel like an imposter. It's a secret, whatever. But like the robot analogy in your house, like you're not cheating on anything.
No,
right?
It's not. And I guess I kind of minced my words a little bit. I guess what I'm saying is it just. And a lot of people think I'm an idiot when I bring up steroids. They say steroids do not help you hit a ball far or hard or strong. Or they don't say any of that.
They have to.
Just look at Sammy Sosa and Mark McGwire. I think it's pretty obvious.
They always use the same argument. Well, you still got to hit the ball. Well, no shit. You're in the major leagues.
You still have to be good.
It's split second faster.
Yeah, you're supposed to hit the ball.
Yeah.
So I digress from that. I'm just saying when something is not completely 100% real and it means something to you in your heart, for me, it loses that magic. And that's all I'm saying. I'm not trying to be on a holy hill, trying to speak my morals just because I'm giving my opinion doesn't mean I'm right. It just means I'm me. So, but yeah, I'm not down with the robot shit.
Yeah.
I think it's a scary time. I hope I'm wrong, and I'd love to be wrong about that.
Might seem like a weird, I don't know exactly how to ask the question, but the analogy. If you wrote your life's memoir in Microsoft Word in your laptop rather than writing it with a pen and paper,
a quill,
does it make it feel less meaningful in that regard because you put it electronically rather than write it with a pen and paper?
I mean, it's tough to say. I mean, in modern era,
because it's still conveying the message.
For
right?
sure, you're just using a modern medium.
Yeah. So Ernest Hemingway probably used a typewriter, right?
Typewriter. I'm sure a lot of people wrote by candlelight. Like they weren't even using real light; they were using candles.
Abe Lincoln.
Yeah. So
another question for Ask Vicky: does every human being have a soul, or are there humans who don't have one? Even the most evil person walking this planet, do they still have a hair of a soul there?
Yes, they have a soul. Absolutely. I've never come across anything so far, just from my experience. I've never come across anyone or anything that I felt was completely soulless. Now, are there bad people out there? Absolutely. But they still have a soul. And because that's all we are, basically. We're souls. And right now, we just happen to have a body. But when this is over, we're going to give up our soul. We're going to give up our body, and we'll just be just the soul for a while.
Now, I know a lot of times you can kind of do the work and kind of pinpoint why someone becomes the boogeyman. You got the bad childhood. You've got these factors that you can kind of link to. What are your thoughts on a baby or a human that's born, comes from a great family, they do everything right, and for whatever reason, they're born evil? What is that?
I can't really explain what it is. I explain it this way. You know, I'll use my family as an example. All same genetic background, same home life. One of us is a wonderful person. And the other one, not so much. But everything's the same because, you know, the whole nature versus nurture or whatever. I think people are born to be who they are. And I think that you can have people in the same situation and you have completely different reactions to that situation. And I think it's partially because you are destined to be who you are and experience what you experience. That's just my opinion.
Well, people I know that have cloned horses say that the cloned horses have different personalities. I mean, they're both fast, you know, like they both have like similar characteristics, but they can tell the difference, you know, in the personality of the horse that are two clones.
That's kind of weird. Do the horses, can they tell the difference between a cloned horse and a regular bred horse? Do you ever notice anything like that?
No, I think maybe if you genetically test them, maybe. I don't know the answer to that.
But I meant like when they're out frolicking, do they go, oh, that horse is kind of off?
Yeah,
No.
does like the one that gets cloned look at like the original horse and go, damn, they made my dick way bigger. Does that ever
You guys are
happen?
inferior.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like, damn.
Yeah, no, I don't think they're editing anything. They're just saying like, hey, this is my very fast horse. This is my very maneuverable horse, like in polo. So they'll have clones of the fast horse and clones of that horse, depending. It's like a hockey player, right? It's like whatever. So, but they can see like from riding and developing a relationship over the years and training the horse, even though they have 4 clones of the fast horse, they're like, oh yeah, that's Billy and that's, you know, so-and-so. Like they know the difference.
Is it like multiplicity where each one's like slightly different?
Yeah, not so much. They look pretty similar, maybe like a different marking, like a little bit, but
It's just so weird to me.
it is weird.
I gotta tell you, and you know, who the hell am I? But the cloning stuff, I can't get down with.
Yeah, it's weird.
I just
But-
say it's weird. Every time I hear about it, I'm
It's
just
weird,
intrigued.
and the debate is always you're messing with nature, man. You shouldn't be doing it. But then there's someone with the counter debate that goes, yeah, but whoever made us gave us the ability to
Oh.
think and to come up.
They gave us the ability to murder, you know, like you.
That's a good point back there.
It doesn't mean-
You brought back to murder. Very good. Full circle. That's all. Anytime you can bring it back to murder. Next question for Vicky. Does even the most evil person walking the planet have a chance to get their soul reset or just, let's say, and I always pick a Ted Bundy or one of those kind of people. You approach someone like that, are they automatically, let's say you had a serial killer in my house, ghost style. You try to even talk and approach that. Are they going to snarl, or do they use cunning ways to try to trick you? What's the approach?
I mean, I imagine whatever approach they used to get victims while they were living, they would try to use that on me when they're deceased. As far as what I have been shown, and I'm only speaking for myself, even serial killers go to the other side, that's what I call it, and they will go into a classroom. So yes, they have the ability to work through what it was they were supposed to. Now, somebody like a Bundy, like he may be in infinitive classrooms. Like there may be no end to the classrooms for him. But
That does happen.
He's still going to be learning. He's still going to be having these things put in his face. This is what you did. You need to take accountability for it.
Okay, since we're talking Bundy, let's say he's in these classrooms for the rest of eternity. Are these classrooms so brutal where you're seeing horned monsters giving you your test? Is it pure hell for him, or is it just, I get to go, I'm learning, I got lunch at noon, hopefully it's ham and cheese? I mean, how bad or how good is it?
They're throwing everything he did back in his face until he finally feels it and finally figures out that what he did was wrong. Bundy's an example of a narcissist. And again, that's a hard person on this side and on the other side to work with. So that's why even Bundy would be given the chance. It's just, is he going to take that opportunity to work through those classrooms faster, or is he going to continue? How long is he going to be a narcissist and not accept responsibility?
Even in his death, even in his classroom, he could still have those Bundy-like ways.
Yeah, you retain your personality on the other side, so it's going to take a while. And like I said, Bundy's probably still in a classroom.
You wonder, though, something so evil like that, what is it that finally breaks him down to their knees and say, I did do wrong? Is it just a matter of them being sick of staying in that classroom? And it's really not, they're not really sorry, they can't take the madness of being in that.
I envision like the Ghost of Christmas Past, right? Like you get the different lessons. Who's the teacher in the classroom?
I don't know. I've never been shown the teacher. I've never been shown. I've seen people being babysat in the classrooms by like relatives to make sure that they stayed in the classroom, that they paid attention. The way it's shown to me is like it's basically stuff on a screen that they have to watch over and over again until they take accountability.
So it sounds like that teacher has tenure. And hopefully they got that 3.5%.
Yes.
Let's try to be topical.
Make sure to vote yes next week.
Here's a question. It's a little bit long. It says, this is a question for Vicky and Jason. I have a tough time with forgiveness. My mom's boyfriend murdered my mom when I was 11. I saw the whole thing. The man only served prison for 3 years due to a technicality. He lives 2 counties away from me. There are times I want to go kill him. How do I repress these feelings? Nothing works. Therapy, medication, meditation, religion, nothing. All I do is think about how much I hate him and how badly I want him to die. He took away the woman I loved the most on the planet. I've never ever been able to forgive him, and I want justice for my mom. How do I handle this?
Well, he took away your mom, but he's also taken away your joy out of life. And that's simple for me to say that. I'm not the one that has to go through the process to try to forgive somebody who did something awful. Number one, just know that he will pay a price on the other side. That's simple, straightforward. I'll go ahead and put my stamp that is definitely going to happen. If you've tried all the different avenues, truly it's a hard thing. But he literally is hurting your soul by you not. It doesn't affect his life whatsoever. He doesn't care whether you forgive him. He doesn't care whether you want revenge. He doesn't care about any of that. But your soul and not being able to give it up is hurting you.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about that on the KVJ show. And not to get all Dr. Feely, but how do you, it's so easy to tell somebody to just let it go. Beckett, let it go. Get over it. Forget about it. That's all good and done. And I think everyone gets the basic ABCs of, yeah, you're right, I got to let that go. But it's almost as if nobody ever tells a person the application, how to apply any kind of exercise. How does somebody let something go that's bringing them down when they're so full of hurt, so full of pain, they don't even know where to begin on how to let something go, especially if something as traumatizing as watching your mother get murdered. It's kind of a careless thing to say, get over it, time will heal all wounds. Sometimes time will not heal all wounds. A wound like that could last forever. What do you do?
And there's not one thing for each. No, it's not a one size fits all. So it has to be each individual person has to figure it out. I will say to this person, free of charge, if they can prove that they're the person that wrote the email, then I will give them a free reading and see if we can come to something that's going to be a little bit healing for them.
Yeah, I mean, I love that, and that's very kind of you, Vicky. Becky, you if you're struggling with something and you just realize, man, I am having a tough time letting it go, because you've openly said you're an overthinker. I'm an overthinker too.
Oh, yeah.
It's a flaw of mine where if something's bothering me, I have a tough time letting it go.
I'll spin on it.
And I'll do the same thing. But you recognize it's not healthy.
Yeah.
You recognize you're doing wrong, but you're almost kind of, not to keep bringing up the baseball, Denny, and I apologize, but you are you're swinging at the same shitty pitch, and you know it's a shitty pitch, but yet you keep swinging at that. What do you do when you get in a rut like that? How does a Beckett let things go? If someone's listening right now, what would you tell them?
Well, I would take it a step further. Is sometimes the advice they're giving me I know is true. Like, for example, say you're going through a rough time, lost a deal, going through a breakup, and they're like, you'll look back on this and you'll think it's the best thing that ever happened. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, yeah, but right now I'm really upset. But I know that will be the case in 6 months, but right now that doesn't help me. Mm-hmm. So, like Vicky said, there's not one thing. I really believe in therapy. Talking to my therapist and doing things that they recommend me doing. And it feels good to speak to someone, because a lot of friends mean well, but they have a lot of bias and, things like that. So I like someone that's trained and gives me good advice that is
mentor type advice, because
Yeah.
I know what you mean when you have people who are on your side. Clearly they want Beckett to feel better.
Yeah.
So they're going to rah you up and, not tell you everything you want to hear, but
Yeah.
they're not going to maybe necessarily give
well,
you.
like, Ryan, this is your nervous system acting up, and you are, this is a bad situation, but maybe you're over, being pretty masochistic about the situation, right? So meditation, prayer, exercise, going out and being with friends, staying busy, you start to develop a list. And like Vicky said, it's not one thing, but like you start to like put those things together and they all help eventually. And then it is an annoying cliche, but then time too.
Yeah, I mean, I bring that up a lot because I think a lot of people do have a tough time letting things go. I mean, a lot of people, me being one of them, there's things in my life where you hold resentment to that you don't want anymore. And it's kind of like what people believe in when they die. I'm very curious of people's approach on what they believe in when they do pass away. I'm very, very curious of what people do when they are stuck and they can't let something go. What are your practices that you do? Because maybe you say something that will relate to somebody. The thing I admire about Denny's, and Denny's hates Denny's, I give him compliments. So everyone say how awesome Denny's is. Denny's is awesome. Now, whether Denny's internally struggles with emotion or stress, you would never know it. He's able to keep his cool, and that's a great talent. When you go through something and you're having a tough time letting it go because you're human, what do? Are there practices you legit say, all right, Denny's needs to do this to get out of this fucking funk?
Yeah, I mean, we've all kind of said it tonight, but time. I think anything that happens, you kind of have to put it on a scale, and it's almost like a mourning. Like something bad happens, you let down your team, you lose money for the company, whatever it be, something big, right? Sometimes it takes like 3 or 4 days for you to just get over that. It's almost like I said, mourning. It's kind of a feeling that
an embarrassment or shame or whatever you've gone through.
We always talk about the disruptors. I think disruptors are the best way. I think it's really easy for people to fall into a rut and then just not move.
The worst thing I think you can do is, if you are in that kind of low spot mentally, is to sit and overthink. And a lot of times when you're in that space mentally, you don't want to go out and do things. You don't want to try to break that cycle, but it is a mood interrupter, and you'll be surprised just at going out and walking down the block. It changes the scenery. You may see a bird that's beautiful.
Sure.
Like, oh, cool bird. For at least 10 seconds, you're not thinking about that issue, and then you just hope 10 seconds turns into 2 minutes.
Yeah,
and it turns into 10 minutes.
And not to pick on social media, but it makks it worse.
Oh,
five signs she's lying. Like all these other things, 10 ways that your client is stabbing you in the back. And it, how Instagram's weird about picking up on things, like in the algorithm. And then it'll be some pseudo psychologist, and you're like, oh yeah, that is exactly what happened at work, and da da da. It makes you spin even more.
One of the best adjustments I've made is I have cut down social media,
That's the best.
chat room, anything by at least 90%.
Great.
There's a lot of great people out there. It takes, if you're having a party, I'll just make this analogy. You're having a party of 25 people, you're having the best time. And then one dick face comes in and just pisses all over your chips and your cake and then your fruit punch. And they piss on your friend. That one fuck face can ruin the entire party.
100%.
Well, I mean, that's extreme.
And people, the people who suck on social media really suck.
Oh, they do. And they get amplified.
And they know what they're doing and they're good at it.
Yeah.
And it puts people in a terrible negative space. It really is.
You got to remember too, everything we use is all products. Like we're using phones. These are all companies. We're using websites. They're all got you. They're trying to get you.
Yeah.
Yes.
They're trying to get any money out of you they can. So you can't take any of that seriously.
And people like to take the shine out of anything. And that's not just the internet. That's life. Yeah. Someone was telling me a story about how they were they're learning how to play a saxophone. And someone asked them, they go, "Hey, how you doing? What have you been up to?" And they said, "I'm learning to play the saxophone." "Oh, really? Oh, you're so great at the saxophone." It made them feel bad. that ain't cool.
Yeah.
You know, it's.
I get it.
Yeah. You don't have to look far to find a negative Nelly.
Yeah.
No, they're all over. There's a lot
sure.
more negativity.
And it takes work sometimes to avoid that kind of shit.
And the other piece of advice before we move on, just
Go on.
I would just to keep a perspective every single time that person crosses their mind, make a tally mark and see how many times and how many minutes of their life is being consumed with this person and realize they're not worth it.
Are you talking about just anything in general?
Like if that person pops into their head and they're angry and they're spending put a tally mark. Put a tally mark.
That's good.
So you have a visual of how many minutes of your life you are wasting thinking about this person.
Then burn it.
I mean, I love that idea, and I think people feel silly sometimes charting their own mental health, but I can't tell you how important it is. It can help a certain type of person. I'm not saying it's for everybody. I'm not saying everyone's got to get their journal out and talk about their feelings.
I mean, journaling's good.
It's good for so many people. It's good for just, first of all, you're using your brain. You're keeping your brain active. It's good to use your brain and write a pen to paper. I believe that. I think you got to go old school to keep it moving a little bit.
Yeah.
But all that's great because it does show you data. You can go back and it's charting your own moods. What's more important than your mood? You can't do shit if you're in a bad mood, and that's what's driving the ship now. Good luck on that fucking day.
Well, everybody you cross that day is gonna feel your mood. And if a bunch of people are doing that.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Vicky, for the great advice. I love your theme song. I think it's fun. We're gonna make it.
We'll see what's
Darn
up.
it.
We're gonna make it 7 minutes long. I'm just kidding. We haven't had any time to do shit. It's not disrespectful in any way.
I know.
We love you very much.
It's cute-ish.
And yes, it's cute-ish. And people, please stop emailing me about the theme song because I don't want to hear about it anymore. Okay, here we go. The power of music. How do we feel about that, Beckett? The power of music. You're a musician, Mr. AI writer.
Mm-hmm.
And he's got a keyboard as house.
And I was first chair of clarinet in middle school.
I didn't know you were such a well-versed horn player.
Benny Goodman.
I've
right?
always been horny.
That's awesome. I always bring up music because I think, again, people think it's always too late to pick up an instrument. Denny's, you know how I feel about this. I don't care if you're 78 years old and you've never picked up an instrument. It is not too late. Get out of your head that you're going to get a deal with Columbia Records. That's not what this is about.
Mm-hmm.
Totally.
This is about being creative and be therapeutic and making your mind feel good.
Yeah, treat it like a puzzle, too. I mean, you're doing it for fun. It's going to take some time to figure out. But once you figure it out, you're going to start getting really good at puzzles. And then same thing with music. You just start getting really good at songs. You start seeing the patterns. I think music's probably one of the best things you could teach anyone because it hits multiple parts of your brain.
Yeah, Beckett's the kind of person that really would be I would suggest learning an instrument, because once you got the bug, you would totally fall in love with it and you wouldn't stop.
Yeah,
so some people are just like that. I think you would be that kind of person.
I've been playing around with the keyboard a little bit, but I need to be consistent. It's been like meditation. Like, it's hard for me to like just be like consistent with it. Jaybird's not going to like it. And I started practicing, not because I want to do it anywhere, but it's good. It's fun. It's fun.
Are you going to AI me?
Nope.
No.
So I got a Pioneer DJ deck, and it's just fun mixing songs. Just on break for work or whatever.
Dude, I'm not going to hate you for that. I love the fact you're being creative.
And it just
cool.
It's really fun to take Phantom of the Opera and like mix that into a different song and like and line up the beats and learn about how that works. It's just fun.
Look, it's not that I hate AI, people making music with AI.
No, it's the DJ thing.
No, I know that, but
Yeah.
I know that AI, or I'll make fun of DJ, anything you do creative,
Yeah.
I very much support. The things that I don't like is when something is so simple that a 4-year-old could do,
Right.
and then everyone's blowing
Yeah.
that person going, did you hear what they just did? And all they did was hit a
Yes.
button, and everyone's like, oh my gosh, I
Totally.
can't believe it. That's when it gets a little annoying. But no, if you're doing something, we're meant to be creative.
Yeah.
That's why we're here.
So if you're just like, not to shit on wedding DJs, but yeah, if you're just mixing songs and hitting a button, matching beats, that's one thing. What I've learned is to go from knowing nothing at all to being a decent person at transitions isn't that hard. What happens is being good to great is really hard, and having the originality. Like just moving hip hop songs and whatever and transitioning, I think that's relatively easy once you learn it. But like I said, like taking O Fortuna or Phantom and mixing that into a hip hop song and like getting the group at your house, like on the after party, like when you have 5 friends over, to kind of be like, oh, that was sick,
Yeah.
you know, it's kind of fun.
Of course, I mean, anything like that is
Yeah.
fun. Yeah, I mean, look, I talk some shit on the air sometimes. I don't think it's all bad. I don't think it's all good. I just think there's some things that we got to be careful of.
To answer
Do
your
you do
question,
scratching?
yeah, a little
How's your
bit.
scratching?
That's awesome.
Pretty good.
That's
All
great.
right,
Yeah.
I'm hyped.
So,
Vicky, how's your scratching?
Better than Beckett's.
Oh, shit. Oh, dude, I want to do a DJ off so bad.
Oh my god.
So my girlfriend was into certain kind of music, like more of like dance, like, and I put my nose up to it like, I'm not into that, you know. And then I started listening to some stuff, and I'm like, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. And then I went to a show. I'm going to see, it's part of my Tekkit thing. I'm going to see a show at Red Rocks. This guy Fisher, and he puts on like a whole performance, and it's like, to Jaybird's question, to answer it more directly, it makes me feel good. You know,
Yeah, well,
It's like it takes my mood, and I'm like, you know, I remember when I used to go in before a lacrosse game, I used to listen to DMX. You know, it like hype me up for like a game. And then sometimes if I want to smoke a cigar with my dad and have a whiskey, I'm listening to Sinatra in the background.
Well, I mean,
you know, it changes your mood.
That's what, I mean, does that only happen to me on the panel? Because there's times where I'll just put music on and it almost feels like I'm on drugs at times.
Yeah.
And I'm stone cold sober. Will you ever get a feeling like that when Prince would play those tasty licks, Vicky?
My entire life, if I felt depressed, down, or whatever, I always put my headphones on, listen to music. It works now. Now I just add a little house cleaning to it, you know,
Yeah,
crank up the
make it
music
productive.
and clean. Music has always been my go-to.
Yeah.
Always.
It's crazy to me that there are some people who just do not mess with music. They'll go months without listening to a song. And to me, it's like air. If I don't listen to music in a day, I feel something's wrong
That's
in the
weird.
world. It's bizarre, but I've learned that not everyone's a music person.
If I'm driving the gym and realize I left my headphones, I'm going back home. There's no way I can work out without headphones.
Dude, I went to a gym one time and it was kind of raining out.
Yeah.
And the gym was indoors, but because it was raining, I just said, fuck this. I'm going to Burger King. I'm getting a Whopper, and I didn't work out just because it was raining out. It had nothing to do with the gym, Denny. It's wanted a Whopper.
I get it.
We already did Tekkit with Beckett. That was your...
Well, I have one more.
Okay, what do you
He
got,
brought
Beckett?
I think he brought show and tell.
So I'm going to the Fisher concert at Red Rocks, which I'm really excited about. So the party favor is these. I got these online.
Whoa.
Oh, yeah.
You got the Corey Feldman shoes.
How cool are those?
They're so cool. So the charge USB, they're super cozy, and on the dance floor.
Dude, Corey Feldman has those.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, probably not as
So
cool.
a lot of artists use them.
Probably not as cool. I'll guarantee your shoes are cooler.
Well,
than
his
Corey.
we saw him in them like 7 or 8 years
Dude,
ago.
those are awesome. I love peacocking. It's amazing.
So I don't want to always talk about AI. So I like bringing in props. This was a new kind of fun thing. I just got online. They're inexpensive. Adds like to the flair, fun with the music, and like whole deal. The TV was the other thing. The only other thing I'll say is that is a little AI is I started using Claude. It syncs up with my Apple Health, and I stopped using it as a personal trainer. It links up with your scale data, your metrics on a jog, and all that, and it will adjust your workouts based on. It's like a
wow.
personal trainer. It's like your recovery was a little lower. You didn't get much sleep
Yeah.
last night, so go for a lighter jog today and do this based on the goals that you want to obtain. I'm like, that's amazing.
I love it. I think that's a very cool
Yeah.
piece of technology. See? Not all technology is so bad.
It's like, oh, Beckett, you're doing so great.
Yeah, but are you doing Claude?
Yeah.
No, Claude would be, oh, Beckett, man, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make a mistake. I've fucked up everything I've told you so far. I'm basically a liar. My bad, Beckett. That one's on me. It's only $59.99 a month. That's on me, Beckett. Claude, whose side you on here? If you don't know what Claude sounds like, you have no idea what I'm doing, and I apologize. It always sucks if you go into a bit and half the audience has no idea what you're talking about.
So what'll freak you out
pretty
is,
popular,
is
though.
the technology's there now where you could upload a bunch of messages back and forth from you and Denny's.
Oh, yeah.
And you can have it interact with you like Denny's.
Oh, Beckett, I know, man. Believe me. And that's on me. I hear you and I see you, Beckett. I hear your truth. It's like, what the fuck? Are we dating, Claude? What's going on here?
You can make a Benny's. It would just be a second Denny's
I mean, I don't hate it.
on all your TVs.
I do not hate it at all. Well, I think with all that, I think it's time for some Denny's Random Facts. See, that's your theme song.
We got to change it, bro.
Yeah, we're changing it. We're changing it everything. We're changing it all. In fact, as soon as we're done with this podcast, going to the studio, 7 theme songs.
I want
like
a
it.
beat mixed by Beckett.
I like it.
I'll
be on the decks.
Why don't you make an AI? Yeah, there's your homework assignment. Why don't you make an AI Vicky theme song?
Okay.
All right, yeah. Make
Yeah.
it AI.
Yeah.
Make it, like 5 or 6 seconds.
Okay.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
So there you go. The one person who's on my ass about the theme song for Vicky will be happy. So you have a homework assignment.
Okay.
And then when they don't like it, they'll talk shit to you.
Yes, I'll get that email as well. Okay, Denny's is our great factoid finder. Does he not scour just the best places on the planet, like your internet, like your Encyclopedia Britannica, like your Webster's Dictionary?
Yes.
Denny's, if Vicky, our educator, loves your factoid, she gives you an A. If she doesn't like it, you are going to get an F, and we're talking summer school, son. Denny's, the floor is yours.
All right. Sometimes I ask Jeeves as well. So this one, we all use it on our smartphones, and I've really actually never questioned it. You can buy devices that connect to it. Who pays for GPS? How do we have GPS? It costs $2 million per day to operate. The answer is we pay for it. It comes out of our taxes. We all have to pay for GPS. It goes to the Department of Defense, pays the bulk of it, and then the Department of Transportation pays the rest through civil applications. But we are paying for GPS that we use out of our own pockets.
Vicky, he's got a lot in there. You look not that impressed.
Interesting-ish.
Oh, wow. Imagine someone saying that to you on a first date after you told a story. Interesting-ish.
Thanks. I'm not insecure now.
I don't know. It's not great. I'm going to go with a C.
Oh, damn.
Yeah.
You're in jeopardy of not getting the honor roll.
I get it. But just like internet, one of those things that you just don't ever think about that we pay for, that we just have
I
no
know.
clue. It's pretty messed up.
It is.
So I teased this one on the video before this, but this is insane to me, and maybe you guys have heard this, but no one is making coral snake anti-venom anymore. In fact, the company that produced it stopped producing it in 2003 because they found it to be unprofitable, and the stock that they created expired in 2008. So the FDA panicked, and they extended the expiration date of snake anti-venom till June 30th, 2026. So after June 30th, 2026, there's no more coral snake anti-venom at all. So I definitely wouldn't get bit by a coral snake.
Whoa, Vicky, you look.
Wow.
You look rattled. Oh, snake harm.
God, that's horrible that they think, a life is not profitable to produce this anti-venom. But
No company has taken the place of the Coral Snake Anti-Venom Company, which was established in 1967 and ended in 2003. No one's taken the torch. No one's making it. It expired, and the FDA goes, let's just make the length of the expiration date longer, which they did, but it's actually expiring this year.
Okay, you find out that you have a teenage daughter, and she's dating a guy named either Viper, Cobra, Venom, or Snake. Which guy are you like, you are not dating that guy? Which one sounds like he is just bad news?
Venom.
Venom. Not Cobra. You allow Cobra to break bread?
yeah,
Cobra
'cause
is
Cobra
cool.
knows how to move. So, yeah.
What if his middle name's Kai?
There you go.
But Venom is out. Hey, Mom.
Viper's cool.
Well, what are you doing tonight? I'm going out with Venom. You're not going out with Venom tonight.
No.
All right, good. Thank you, guys. Denny's. I thought it was great.
Okay, but I just.
But we should be scared, too.
Do you have any extra credit? How many people are bit by coral snakes each year?
Oh, that's a tough question. I could look it up. Actually, we can
Yeah.
use AI.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah.
have
Yeah,
AI.
that's
I
But
got you.
I was going to remind people. Go.
Hey, what's up, Birdman? Yeah, Venom's very dangerous. It kills every human. Oh, really, Claude? Is that true? No, man, I'm wrong. My bad, Birdman.
But just to remind everyone, red on yellow, kill a fellow.
Yes.
Red on black, good for Jack.
If the bear's brown,
Flush it down.
Stay down. If the bear's black, fight back. If the bear's white, good night.
Oh, wow.
25 to 50.
Get bit a year?
25 to 50?
Since you're in Florida, you're actually in one of the main coral snake
Yeah,
regions in
we
the
are.
country.
We are.
I've had plenty in my yard growing
I've
up.
seen them, yeah. The king snakes, the coral snakes.
What are we going to do about this?
Don't get bit.
Yeah.
I would certainly
You're
not
out
get
of
bit
luck.
by
I was
nothing.
hoping.
The scientists have been stretching it out. They go, bro, we need more of this stuff, and no one gives a shit.
And the coral snake is one of those that doesn't follow the rules because generally speaking, if a snake is venomous, it's going to have more of a triangular head and their eyes are more hooded. But coral snake doesn't follow that rule.
There's no indicator except for the rhyme.
It really is a snake in the grass. It really is trying to trick you.
Moccasins are terrifying.
They are. My dad almost stepped on one. He told me this story. He was fishing over at the C-18 out there at the,
I used to live off the C-23.
Yeah, and they're littered with gators, littered with probably dead bodies as well, Beckett, but also moccasins. My dad was walking and almost stepped on it, and he said that thing wasn't sweating him and that it followed him. That they don't give a shit about humans.
No.
And let's say Beckett's in a boat fishing, looking for trout, and he gets bit by a moccasin. How long do we have to get him to the hospital before he dies from moccasin poison?
So it's a great question. I was doing the Appalachian Trail with friends, and they had these railroad ties, and we're stepping down, and you're walking for hours. You don't think about it. Almost stepped on a rattlesnake,
Oh, my God.
coiled, and snakes can't lash out unless they're coiled,
Yes, for sure.
right? So they were coiled, rattling. My buddy and I saw it. We stepped back, went around, whole deal, and we went home. I was like, we should know what to do if one of us get bit. Like, are you supposed to suck out the venom? Like, what are you supposed to do? So basically what it said is don't suck out the venom.
All right.
You're actually supposed to not move. Like, you want to
So
get
it'll go
away.
through your
You
bloodstream,
want to
yeah.
get away from the snake. But yes, Vicky's right. The more you move, the more it works through your.
Oh, my God. Courses.
So then I'm like, well, maybe we should buy some anti-venom. And you can't buy anti-venom. You can, but it's got to be refrigerated. It's insane expensive. And there's all kinds of reasons you can't just take it in your backpack.
Oh, dude, I would think it's Grey Goose one night on a bender. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, cool, I got one more.
Yeah. So you basically had to go have someone go get help. They got to bring you out and get you the anti-venom. It's a really bad situation.
There's so many snakes, and I walk around so unaware of them.
And I always ask these questions. You always hear about, lions fucking up motherfuckers if you come across a lion or a tiger. But I guess my question is, if you're out in the wild and you come across a lion, is it almost every single time you come across the lion, it's going to attack you? Or are there times where the lion looks at Beckett and goes, whatever, I'm out to go find some antelope today?
Yeah.
I mean, how many...
It's probably a dice roll. If they just ate, that could be a contributing factor. A lot of times, I think the lionesses hunt. So,
Yeah.
if
I mean,
if
what
you
are-
see two of them,
If they
you
think
probably
you're
have.
threatening their
Young.
babies.
I
yeah,
guess
that's
what's the one animal out there, and it could be anything, that no matter what, if you go face to face with it, you better be ready to fight because it's going to attack you.
Grizzly bears, I think, are pretty much 100%er.
Really?
I think grizzly bears are rough. Polar bears are probably pretty rough.
They say polar bears don't give a shit. They are fast.
Hippopotamus are one of the most
Oh, yeah.
aggressive.
Most a lot of
Most
deaths.
aggressive. They're
So-
hungry.
So if you're just chilling out where hippos may roam, hungry hippo,
The watering hole.
and you're just walking around,
They're super
and
aggressive.
You see
Yeah.
a hippo, it's lights out for you, pretty much.
Yeah, I'd say if you go anywhere near them,
Yeah.
I think they're super aggressive.
Crocodiles scare the hell out of me.
I-
I do not want to be in the water with a crocodile.
Because they move so quick. You think they're all slow and shit until they get going.
And they kill like a serial killer. They don't like maul you like a bear or a
yeah.
lion. They're gonna drown you.
They're
and
gonna
save
dra-
you for later.
They're gonna drown you. They might revive
Roll
you
on
again.
you.
Oh, he's still alive.
death
Good.
roll.
Let's do it again.
yeah, Buffalo Bill ya.
Yeah, exactly. they have a method and they really enjoy their agenda.
Not into it.
Not into it either.
Sharks too, I feel like you have a pretty high percentage to get killed by.
Really? Because I always heard that
It's usually
sharks.
a mistake in Florida. There's a lot of bites in Florida, but it's usually a mistake and they swim away.
Yeah, I thought they typically. I mean,
If
unless
you're out in the ocean, like just floating.
now, I'm sure there's parts of the world like Shark Valley. They'll fuck you
Like
up.
Australia, they got the great whites and
But
stuff.
if you're chilling in the Atlantic and you're pretty deep and you've got like 6 sharks around
Yeah.
you, is there a chance they're gonna go? It's Beckett. He's surfing.
You're right.
He's working on his abs. His hair's popping. We don't leave him alone.
They don't love the taste of humans. I have heard.
Oh, you
that.
asked them,
I have heard. Oh yeah, you're right. I
How
was
do
like,
you-
bro, what do you think about humans?
dude. Human's the best taste ever.
I'm just saying. I've heard that they don't love it, and a lot of times it's accidental. They'll
Yeah.
bite you. But man, I feel like I don't know.
You'd pick swim with a shark over a crocodile any day of the week.
I don't know, man. Those are like two of my biggest fears. Right
yeah.
there.
Well, but I'm so
Yeah,
fat.
but sharks are usually in more like transparent water.
Oh, that's so
Crocodiles
horrifying.
are in dark water.
Oh, dark water's by
The
far
worst.
the scariest thing
Oh,
there is.
My dad used to take me to Jonathan Dickinson, and I kind of hated it because he loved to fish, and I love my dad more than anything. But my dad sometimes could be a shitty fisherman, and he would, fish off the boat, and I knew there was all these gators and moccasins in this water,
Yeah.
and there'd be times he'd be like casting the net or the line, and our boat is headed towards the fucking brush. I'm going, Dad, I think we're headed into a gator pit.
Yeah.
Virginia and Panda, their boat fell over in the Loxahatchee River.
Oh, God.
To me, I would be losing my mind.
Oh,
I think but they were fine. So you're not going to automatically get bitten by a gator. But to me,
Well,
I don't want to take that chance.
It's a horrible story, but when I was a kid, I think it was in elementary or middle school, there might have been Jonathan Dickinson. There was an alligator that pulled the kid out of the canoe.
Yes,
You remember
I
that?
do remember this.
It was so like the dad was in the canoe. And listen, alligators aren't even as aggressive as crocodiles.
Yeah.
And there was a couple Disney horrible stories.
yeah.
We thought it was a good idea one time to go visit my grandparents and have wave runners in some of the rim canals, and they had all the grass in those rim canals, and it sucked up
Sucks
in
into
the
jet,
intake.
yeah.
Dude, there's alligators snorting all over the
Oh.
place, and I floated for literally 30 minutes before I finally jumped in and just like ripped
Oh,
it out.
gosh.
It was one of the worst experiences of my
oh,
life.
me and my boy Bigfoot went out to the Peace River, and I wouldn't say we're like avid campers. We ended up camping out at a watering hole where ATVs it wasn't even a real,
Yeah.
and we didn't know that. We just thought it was a nice piece of water. So we set up camp, and all these ATVs are just going through, and they're all young kids. We're talking 9, 10, 11-year-old
Oh, wow,
kids.
all right.
But when there's nobody in this watering hole, you see about 8 alligator heads just come up, and they're just looking around, and me and Bigfoot are going, holy shit, we're right by this alligator alley. So these kids, they keep going in. We start warning these kids on the ATVs. Go, kids, there's alligators in there. They're like, we don't give a shit, pussy. We're not scared of alligators. I mean, they could give a shit.
Get a load of these guys.
They're like, yeah. They're like picking up the gator, petting it. They were so not sweating the gators. Meanwhile, me and Bigfoot are going, be careful of the gator. We sounded like two old Italian grandmas worrying about the kids.
That's funny.
Bunch of Florida men.
Oh my gosh. It wasn't even it was a watering hole for ATVs. Like, I'm not seeing a lot of life here. What's going
Are
on?
you sure this is the Peace River?
It was not the Peace River.
Isn't the Peace River got a bunch of shark teeth in it, right? People
It
go out there and
does.
find shark teeth.
I didn't want to go look for them because one of the days I went there, I woke up super, super early, and there was a woman in the Peace River with her pants down, and I happened to walk. We locked eyes. She goes, oh, don't mind me. I'm just pooping.
Oh.
And I'm like, yeah, I think I'm just going to go ahead and not go in the Peace River today.
That took your
yeah,
piece.
That was,
my
I'm like, I got to get the fuck out of this area.
Yeah.
This is crazy.
Oh my gosh.
Denny's, keep going. You're crushing with your random facts.
So there are 9 known naturally occurring eternal flames. Flames that have just been burning on the earth. So if you take the entire earth, there's 9 spots, only 9 spots, where there's eternally burning flames. Some of them are a millennia long. So I'll go through the list here. And has anyone ever seen an eternal flame?
JFK.
Yeah, I was
Just
gonna
from,
say, does that count? It's man-made.
No. This would be naturally. And
I
it's
saw
from-
one in a Bengals video.
So what's kind of scary is it's all natural gas that has just been leaking out of the earth, ignited, and now just is a permanent pilot flame. And there's actually a bunch we could visit here just in the United States. And I'm just surprised nobody ever talks about these. But there's the Eternal Flame Falls in New York, Chestnut Ridge, natural gas deposit with a small waterfall going over it. There's also the Burning Mountain, which has been burning for centuries, and that's over in Azerbaijan.
Oh, yeah.
There's also in Turkey, it's known as the Chimera. It's been burning for 2,500 years continuously. In Turkestan, there's also the Karakoram Desert, which has been burning for about 50 years. These are the cool ones. There's 2 in Pennsylvania, Laurel Run, and then there's one in Meteor's Rock in Pennsylvania. The reason I bring it up is there's a city there called Centralia, and that was the basis for the Silent Hill movie where the entire town is burning because underneath the town, I guess it got mined, and it's
I read about that.
eternally on fire.
They had to everyone had to move out.
They had to move everybody over
Yeah,
from
yeah.
it, but it eternally burned. So Pennsylvania's got 2 of those, and it's right between the 2 of them. New York's got another one called Tidal Creek. It's another eternal burning flame. There's also Olympus in Turkey. And then Missouri. We got a small flame that ignites Missouri as well at Meteor's Rock. But just weird that we have these 9 spots in the entire planet. Imagine being a pioneer, just walking, and you go, oh my gosh, this place is on fire, and it is continually on fire forever. You would think it was some sort of phenomenon.
S'mores.
Dude, I
Give me
thought
some more.
that factoid was fire, yo.
I
Vicky,
kind of want to go visit.
Vicky,
We could go. There's so many you can go to in the United States.
I thought that was a great factoid, but look, I'm not the one in charge here right now. Vicky's our educator, and
I was initially going to give him a B, but there's a lot of words in there that he pronounced correctly and didn't stumble, so I'm going to push that to an A
oh
for
my
that.
gosh,
look at that.
I'd be fucking horrified being in your class. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, this one's strict.
Jaybirds struggled on a word again. F. Shit. Great stuff, Denny's. Do you have enough energy for one more?
I can do one more, and this one's kind of just weird. And maybe Beckett, with all his world weariness, has maybe come across this. Have you ever heard of Paris syndrome?
Forget Paris.
So this is recognized. I got this off Wikipedia. This is a recognized syndrome. It's when visiting Paris for the first time, it doesn't live up to the expectations, and it can cause a real psychological condition that causes symptoms such as vomiting, nausea, increased heart rate, dizziness. It's because the glorification of how romantic and beautiful France is. A lot of people have this already conceptualized paradise, and when they get there, they realize it looks just like a regular ass city, and it's so anyway. I saw that and I go, well, that's weird as shit. So I looked up another weird syndrome, and I've noticed a pattern amongst these. There's one called Stendhal syndrome or Florence syndrome. It was back in the 1800s, named after the guy Stendhal, who went to Florence and was so taken back by its beauty, he collapsed. So they named a syndrome after him. But also, it's kind of the same as a Jerusalem syndrome, which is people that go to the Holy Land and they're so overtaken from it. All of the symptoms are the same: vomiting, nausea, increased heart rate, dizziness, forgetfulness. In fact, in 2018, a woman had a heart attack viewing the birth of Venus in Florence because she thought it was so beautiful. It killed her.
Do you think it's some kind of a sensory issue? Because I know that people who do have sensory issues, that they can get nauseous, they can get dizzy, they can get vertigo. Not to sound like a little pussy, but I have some of those issues. And certain lights, sometimes people think I'm trying to be cool because I'm wearing sunglasses. There's certain types of lights, especially fluorescent type of lights. It burns my eyes so bad, and it overwhelms the sensory. Do you think that's possible?
So I think it's you see something that you just adore so much. It could be anything. It doesn't have to be Jerusalem. It doesn't have to be Florence. Yeah, something that, like, even if you went into somebody's house that has a bunch of memorabilia, like you're probably like, oh shit, and you could possibly have some sort of syndrome.
Boy, I'd like to find a house like that.
There's none out there. But also, we think about Beatlemania. Back in 1840s, a song that Bert and I like, Listomania. Listomania is named after a Hungarian composer named Franz Liszt.
That's a jam. If you don't know that song, I think Beckett would really like that one. You might already know it.
I'll listen to it off the podcast.
It's a jam, but they're using that term for that song. But there was an actual Hungarian composer who was so loved by everyone. People used to try to steal his hair while he was performing. They'd run up and just cut his hair. Anytime he ashed a cigar or anything, people would collect it and they would put it into their jewelry and wear it to his shows. People actually suffered in 1840s listomania. When he would appear, people would collapse.
It was like Michael Jackson.
He was the most famous performer of that era.
Well, that's why when you get to a certain level of fame, you can't be normal anymore. There's no way you could be normal. You would have to have such a small subset of people you can trust, first of all. And even then, that probably has to be super, super tight. But to a point where people don't look at you as you're not a person anymore. You are a cartoon character or just you're an entity, not a person.
Yeah, 100%.
God.
So I bring that up because I just feel like they all kind of tie together. You're overwhelmed by whatever it be, a person, a place, a location, art. You can get a mania from that.
I would like to. That's a very, very cool topic, and I would like to do a deeper dive and see if there's any kind of research with sensory issues on some of that.
Sensory overload.
Overload, yeah, because something can be so beautiful and it is so grand to a point where you just
it causes a psychotic episode.
There's this. My buddy talks about it. I forget where it's at in the United States. It's somewhere where when you're traveling on vacation, it is this massive, giant crucifix. And he says it's in the middle of a field while you're on some road. Somebody will know where it's at. But it's so grand and so big, but he thinks it's beautiful looking, but to a point he can't look at it because it's so massive and it's overload for him. And I wonder if there's something to that.
Yeah.
Does anyone know about that crucifix? That cross I'm talking about.
I know there's the one giant Jesus in the T pose, right? Don't they have that statue
in Brazil?
No, there's one in the U.S. that it's in the middle of a field and it's massive, and there's nothing else around.
You're our research department here.
Yes. Ask Claude. He's pretty good. Birdman, more bad. I thought it was in Australia. That's on me, Birdman.
I saw I forget what state it was in. It was the largest non-stick skillet. It was pretty fucking big.
Yes. That's where I get kind of a certain type of agoraphobia, when there's a large structure in the middle of a wide open field, something so grand, and then it's just wide open. For some reason, that just fucked with my sensory. I don't know what that is.
Probably just the vastness.
It's so grand.
So there's a 55-foot crucifix carved from a single redwood tree in Indian River. It's one of the largest crucifixes in the world. And there's another one called Branston Cross near Branson. It's gigantic, 218-foot cross visible from far away, considered one of the tallest crosses.
That's got to be it.
Dan and
Yeah,
Branson.
yeah. My buddy goes, look, I love crossers. I go, I couldn't even look at it. It was so massive.
There's sometimes when you're at a really tall building, you look up, you get that, like,
Well-
even looking up, you're on the ground, you just get dizzy or whatever.
After our podcast last week, you missed this one, Vicky. Our sweet Beckett decided to show us some, techno concerts.
Oh yeah.
And,
Anima with a robot.
And I didn't know it was the Sphere you were showing us. I thought that was in Ibiza you were showing.
So the
us.
first one was Ibiza, the second one was Sphere.
Okay, the one that scared me and Denny's was at the Sphere.
At the Sphere, yeah.
And we could not. We might have been a little, high, Vicky.
I was gonna ask.
But it was on my TV. It was in a high def, and the way they had this robot that
Starts
it looked
banging
like
on the glass.
in
Well, it looked like it's not a million feet tall. It's so massive, and me and Denny's, for the life of us, could not figure out how they were projecting this robot. We thought they were doing it on the skyline of the city, to the point we couldn't figure out how big it was. And this big robot's like jumping in the camera and doing all these moves. Me and Denny started getting a panic.
People were this big.
Well, we couldn't.
like, oh my
We
God.
just couldn't figure it out. Our brains couldn't comprehend it. And when you get that way, you go, "Wait, what's happening? There's no logic to this. My mind, I'm losing my mind."
It does
Yeah.
start making you go crazy.
But it just shows you. Imagine not knowing that robot at the Sphere existed, and somebody just just flash it on the sky while you're driving down the highway.
Oh my God.
We're gonna get to that point, and we're gonna be able to flash things on a sky. You mean to tell me if someone started flashing religious figures out of the blue on the sky, there's already AI Jesus.
Right.
You paid to talk to Jesus through AI. We don't see a problem with this.
Does that go against so much?
That didn't even scare me. It was the Lucifer AI that really scared
Oh,
me.
wow.
What could go wrong with that?
Yeah, what could go wrong?
Huh.
I know I brought it up last week, but I bring it up a couple times because it might be a problem.
Yeah.
And if I'm wrong on that, and I'm reading onion stories, call me out and let me know. Look, just because I have a microphone doesn't make me right. Call me out on my shit.
Well, the problem isn't per se the Lucifer AI. There's humans out there that are gonna listen to the
Yeah,
Well,
Lucifer.
that's
the
my
problem.
point.
That's the problem.
That's when I knew things were scared. And I only bring it up because when I read the comments and I just saw what people were saying, because I knew some of the people in the comments, so I knew it wasn't a robot thing. It was Barack Obama, and it was the beginning stages of AI, and he's like humping this plane chair, and it's so fake looking, does not look at all real. But the fact that even 30% of the people believed it, and it was so fake looking, that scares me.
Yeah.
And it's getting better. We all saw Will Smith eat the spaghetti.
Yeah.
Start off so shitty.
This is why we can't have nice things.
That looks amazing.
Now it's amazing eating spaghetti.
It looks good.
It
looks
does.
good.
It does. We are wrapping it up. We've gone hour 20 today. It's a long podcast. Do want to thank everybody who stayed with us. You guys are the weirdos that stay with us live, and we really do appreciate it. And thank you for all the comments and the emails and the questions that you guys ask us. And the last thought that I would end the podcast with, and I think it's something we all should do and get used to doing, because I think sometimes we're all on autopilot. If you care about somebody in your life, whether it be a friend, whether it be your lover, whether it be your parents or whatever, really every now and then ask them how they're truly doing. But be sincere about it. Don't do it to check a box. Ask somebody how they're really doing and listen to them. I think it's a lesson not only good for your own spirit, but sometimes people need someone to listen to. And I think it's something we all forget about because we all are dealing with our own shit, and I understand that. But sometimes listening to people can even help yourself. And I'm not trying to be on a holy hill. I just think it's a good practice to do.
Yeah.
And that's how we'll
great
end
advice.
today's podcast. If you have an original song, please send it to us. We believe in original music if you write stuff. I am not getting a lot of stuff, so help me get that message out, please. Vicky, anything to plug?
No, just if somebody wants to schedule a reading, they can send me an email at nancy38drew@aol.com.
Mr. Beckett, just want to talk about your rad cock? Nothing?
That's it.
All right. Promotion done, Denny's. As always, solid as oak.
Buttermilk Biscuit Day.
It is. And tomorrow, don't forget, get it on your calendar right now. It is National Pizza Party Day.
we having a
that's
pizza party?
tomorrow.
Dude, I'm down.
Snuck up on me
It's
this year.
not National Pizza Day. It's National Pizza Party. So let's have a party. Okay, guys, we thought this song might be the right type of song to play. You've heard it before, but listen to the words. There is a message here. We love you all, and
Bigfoot is real.
Well, confidence in government is at one of the lowest points in half a century.
Well, I'm not a crook.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
The government is lying, the government is lying about the aliens and the UFOs flying. The government is lying, the government is lying. In every single move that you make, they are spying. The government is lying, the government is lying about the aliens and the UFOs flying. The government is lying, the government is lying. And all that bullshit that you're selling, we ain't buying. I saw UFO. Do you trust the government? No, I never did. I haven't trusted them ever since I was a kid. They watch you when you eat, they watch you when you nap, they watch you when you shower, and they watch you when you cry.
Liar, liar, pants on fire.
The government is tapping my telephone wire.
We don't trust Republicans or Democrats.
The only party you should trust is a snack pack.
The government's treating us like some loons,
Cause we know NASA never really landed on the moon.
JFK, God rest your soul. The government put that hole in your skull.
Well, I got a sick son and a sick daughter.
Cause you've been feeding in the government tap water. Knock, knock.
Who is there?
It's the men in black.
And the snack pack scared.
The government is lying, the government is lying
About the aliens and the UFOs flying.
The government is lying, the government is lying
In every single move that you make, they are spying.
The government is lying, the government is lying
About the aliens and the UFOs flying.
The government is lying, the government is lying.
And all that bullshit that you're selling, we ain't buying. All your lies have got so messy.
You hide the truth about Bigfoot and Nessie.
Who's got Jimmy Hoffa's body?
Probably the Illuminati.
Clones,
Drones,
skull and bones.
you're by yourself,
But you're not alone.
Fool, Nixon, Carter, Truman, y'all lizard people, y'all ain't human.
Indeed, I did have a relationship with Miss Lewinsky that was not appropriate.
They got their eye on you.
In fact, it was wrong.